Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Functional Medicine with me, Dr. Howard Robbins. And as you heard, what we're going to do is offer you information that will be more than helpful and useful for medical problems. And today we have a very special show. We're going to be talking about home care ozone therapy and some of the new and innovative things that are out there for you to use, and that could literally change the course of your health. So without further ado, because we always never have enough time on these shows, first I want to say thank you to my sponsors. And we have a special guest on today who's one of the owners of one of my sponsors, Promo Life. Promo Life, as you're going to learn, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, makes ozone products. Now, they make them for doctors, they make them for dentists. So if you happen to be a doctor or a dentist listening, then you may want to get in touch with them because they have some innovative ozone devices, machines for you to use in the office. And if you're listening from around the world, or you want to get your doctor to use it, one of the things that makes their products so special is the way they're powered. Most ozone generators that are made in different countries have to be made in certain ways for those countries. Their products can be made to be used anywhere, literally in the world, where you have electricity that you can plug in. So that's for that. Now, for the people that are listening, meaning just about everybody else, this show is going to go over all the new innovative products, and then we're also going to talk about some of the good old standbys that have been around and how to use them. And we'll talk about how Promo Life gives you amazing support online, as well as if you have to call them and speak to them for the help. So we're going to talk about all that in just a few minutes. Let me also thank and in case you want to write it down, get pen and paper ready because you're going to want to make notes and write some things down. You go to promolife.com, PROMOLIFE.com, and you could see all the different products that they have. But when you're ready to buy and order something, call them at 888-742 3404. That's 888-742-3404. They'll mention you heard about it here on the show, Dr. Robbins show. They'll do something special for you. Every week they do something different and special as a gift to the listeners. It'll be worth your while. I don't mention what it is on any given show because you may not call them 6 months from now. So it'll be whatever they're doing then. Okay. So 888-742-3404. Then my second sponsor is Doctor's Biome. Doctor's Biome is a very important special probiotic beverage. It has 15 patented strains of bacteria probiotics that are created to survive the stomach over 90%. Yeah, I know you're already taking a probiotic. Capsule, powder, and tablet probiotics are destroyed way over 90% in the stomach. So what you're doing is, according to the studies that have been done, it's going in one hole and exiting the other. You're getting little to no value from it. And that's what makes Doctor's Biome different, because the bacteria are created to survive the stomach and grow in number because it's already in a 100% organic mint, kale, lettuce, cucumber, celery, apple, lemon juice. So it has prebiotic in it. It's in the ideal environment for it to grow in humongous numbers on a daily basis. And then to add on to everything, it's also called smart probiotics. I don't know which way I have to move if you're watching this on YouTube. Yeah, we do have a YouTube channel. You can listen to us and see us on YouTube now, Functional Medicine with Dr. Robbins. What also makes it special is that Doctor's Biome's bacteria, probiotics, are smart probiotics. That means that they're created, they ain't natural, they're created to stick to the wall of your gut the wall of your colon. And that gets yeast in balance again and allows for nutrients that you're spending huge amounts of money on, that you're swallowing every day, including your food, to be absorbed into your blood. So if you want to get all the benefit out of all these other things that you're taking and using and doing, particularly if you have a medical problem, well, this is what's going to make the difference. So go to doctorsbiome.com, doctorsbiome.com. Doctors Biome, it sounds like Biome, but it's pronounced Biome. Doctorsbiome.com. And if you put the code radio20 in, you'll get 20% off your first order, which is a big savings. It's not an inexpensive product. Nothing cheap is good and nothing good is cheap is an expression for a reason. So, but in the end, you won't be sorry because they give you a 100% money back guarantee. In fact, it's better than that. If for some reason you can't take it or you don't like it, they'll give you your money back, and then they'll let you give whatever you have left over to somebody else who might benefit from it. So you don't even have to send it back to them to get the refund. Can't beat that. So doctorsbiome.com. Remember to use the code radio20. Now we'll get right into the show, just about on time. So today we have the CEO of PromoLife on, Tobias Segal. And Tobias, by the way, was at the medical meeting that I was at this past weekend, and I don't know if he knows, but he won the big raffle prize, and they're mailing it to him.
I was shocked.
So, as I said before, PromoLife offers, an amazing array of ozonated products for people to use in their home, let alone in dental and medical practices. And what they're coming up with every time I meet him at a show, there's something new. You would think that he would call me, tell me, email me, send a carrier pigeon out with information. Oh, we've got new product. No. So I have to discover it when I go to these shows. And I actually am very impressed. I mean, it's just amazing the things that they've thought about and they've come up with. And that's what we're going to be talking about, all the new and innovative products that he has. And that's one of the best things about a company that's been in business for over a quarter of a century. Their products are made here, and it's family owned. So they take care of you in a way that you're not going to get elsewhere from a lot of other companies, because the people that work there, I've met most of the support staff at the different meetings. They're not only bright, but they are so nice. And when you call up, you have a problem where you want advice, you need to learn how to use something better. You want somebody who's going to be nice to you. And that's one thing I can guarantee. Without further ado, hello, Tobias.
Hey, thank you so much for having me today, Dr. Robbins. It's a pleasure. And I definitely want to go over, all the new and cool things that we're working on. At the show, we did discuss that new product that I demonstrated to you. We call it the EZ03. The whole idea behind this product was to just find better, I wouldn't say better, but find easier ways for people to get into ozone more than anything. So if we can find like ozonated water has a phenomenal benefit when it comes to oral health, gut health, even just dealing with like a sore throat. And so if we can find an easy way for people to ozonate their water, the traditional systems we have back here, obviously, you have your bubbling system. It takes about, 15 plus minutes to make a nice strong batch. We're trying to find ways that we can increase that speed or speed it up for these individuals. And that boils down to patient compliance. And so if we can find an easier way for people to do it, they're going to be much more likely to utilize the benefit. And I know once they see the benefit of ozone, they will then want to start attaching themselves onto some other forms of ozone therapy, such as the insufflations and everything else like that, because once they grasp the true benefit, they're going to be sold and they're going to be hooked on ozone for a very long time.
Well, I've been doing it for 34 years. We do intravenous ozone therapy. People should understand, when you're very, very ill, Home care ozone therapy is extremely beneficial as an adjunct. By itself, you're going to hear, oh, I had brain cancer and I did rectal insufflation and it cured my brain
Yeah.
cancer. I believe it's absolutely true. I don't believe for a minute it didn't do that in that person. Don't bet your life. If 999,999 other people have brain cancer, they might die if they just bet their life on rectal insufflation. But please don't underestimate the value of home care ozone therapy. And that little bottle that you just held up for the people that are watching this on YouTube, um, it's amazing. In minutes, all you do is you fill it up with purified water or distilled water. You add a few drops of a mineral, a very safe mineral solution. I've checked it
Yep.
out. You turn the thing on, and electricity goes through it, and you break some of the water down into oxygen. And that latches on, so you have ozone, but you also have to have hydrogen. So when you
Yeah.
open it up to pour, you don't hesitate. I thought about this. Inhale deeply because you're
Yeah.
getting hydrogen. We've done shows on inhalation of what's called Brown's gas, hydrogen gas. And it's very important, very healthy. So you're getting two things built into one, and they're not selling it for the second, but they should mention it because I
Yeah.
think it's a brilliant thing to do.
Oh,
And in just
absolutely.
minutes, how, I mean, it really, when we opened it
Yeah.
up, oh my God, you smelled the ozone.
Yeah. Within 3 minutes, you're going to have pretty much fully ozonated water. And what the whole concept is, we first initially designed it for oral health, but it has so many other uses. I mean, if you look at the overall population, I think they say 80% of Americans have some form of gum disease. So we have this overabundance of bad bacteria in our mouth that needs to be, we need to address that. And then not to mention with Doctor's Biome, you can now start to repopulate that good bacteria once we start removing some of that bad bacteria from the picture. So I think there's a really nice synergistic approach when it comes to ozone and probiotics. You've got to eliminate the bad and you got to repopulate it with the good.
I'm going to suggest, though, a few things so the listeners can benefit. Use ice cold water. The
Yes,
colder the water, the better because it'll hold more ozone. Now you have a
that's
way
correct.
of pouring ozonated water if you get a cut or a wound of any kind. You can pour it. You have ozonated water in just a few minutes. You can pour it right over the wound to cleanse the wound. And it
Yeah,
kills everything, virus, fungus, yeast, mold, as well as bacteria. So it's absolutely perfect for to clean wounds and scratches and whatnot. Rinse your mouth out with it every day. It's not a bad thing to do, provided that you have a healthy colon so you can repopulate your mouth with healthy bacteria. Don't want to
yeah,
overdo that. Um, what else? Other uses of it? Rectal, when you want to do rectal insufflation, if you're set up for ozone home care, okay. So now, and let me say this, and I'm very excited about this product, as you can tell. Um, uh, Normally, for a person to make ozonated water, you have to buy a whole home care setup. And
yeah,
that's going to cost you about $1,000, give or take 100 or two either direction, depending on what you get. Here, you don't need it for we don't like to talk numbers on radio, but for a very small amount of money, you have a device that can do so many things. But if you happen to have a home care unit, which is very smart to buy because of its versatility. I always recommend the Ozone Elite, and that
yeah,
usually does the job very nicely. Well, you can make the ozonated water and take a bulb syringe and squeeze it into your rectum, let it clean out and populate the wall. Okay, so now you're using ozonated water like some colonic therapists use. And now you're putting ozone gas in, but you've set it up so there's less bacteria for the ozone gas to have to interact and kill. And now it can
yeah,
absorb more into your blood. It's
yeah.
an amazing
That's very,
product.
very important. Very, very important. I totally agree with you. I mean, the cleaner you are down there, the more the ozone when you do the home systems will absorb. And this is pretty easy stuff to do as well. I mean, overall, doing a rectal insufflation takes under five. It's honestly between 5 and 10 minutes. It's something that you can do, quite frequently, and it does provide a ton of benefit.
Well, you can do rectal insufflation. I usually recommend it to patients morning and evening. You
Yeah.
build up gradually. I use at least a 40 to 50 microgram concentration per cc. And you could do a whole bag. You sell these cool bags with a little plastic catheter. It looks like
Oh yeah.
the thickness of a thermometer. It goes in and you just squeeze the gas out of the bag. It's a
Yeah.
very comfortable
It's
thing to
all
do.
it's all everything's pre-measured as well. So, and we put QR codes on a lot of things, and that takes you right to video instructions on how to do it. So we want you to have the confidence and the knowledge that you are doing it correctly. That's the most important thing.
I don't think we're going to go to our first commercial break. When we come back, just everybody be aware that when you go to their videos, you're not going to be looking at somebody's rear end. They describe how to do it.
We do it in
There's
we do
nothing
it more
pornographic.
animated. It's all animated. So, and that helps. It keeps it clean, family program. So
Tobias, let's talk about all the oral products that you have because
okay.
some of them are just absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. So the one that we previously showed was called the EZ03. This is our 3-minute way to make ozone water for a mouthwash. You can use it for what I typically do is I pour it into my water pick. So I basically floss with ozonated water, and that's going to get it a lot deeper into the pockets. That's going to keep your mouth much more fresh and clean. And you'll be surprised as how well ozone water reduces plaque buildup in your mouth. I think you'll be very happy. Then I just finish it off as a mouth rinse, and that's how I use this device for oral health. We have other products as well. We have a ozone oil pulling solution. This is a really nice product because oil tends to push itself a lot deeper into the pockets. Ideally, you're supposed to use oil pulling solutions for about 15 to 20 minutes. I have personally found that 5 to 10 minutes is sufficient with this type of oil pulling. And you'll find that with the ozone oil added, it has a much better antibacterial aspect to the product. So it really will make your mouth feel very fresh and clean. We also have other oral care products that are made with ozone oils. These are more like for spot treating a specific spot, a specific part of the mouth. You can, if you have like a toothache or receding gum, you can actually rub this oil directly onto the gum or onto the tooth, and that ozone oil is going to generate a healing response. Like the reviews that we get as far as people saying, I had no idea this was possible. My gums are actually starting to look better and grow back. I didn't even think that was possible, but we get that feedback all the time.
I want to make one comment there. I thought about this a little bit. I don't want to keep putting people's fingers into the jars of oil.
Yeah.
They can go to any pharmacy today and pick up sterile cotton tip applicators. They're like Q-tips on a wooden stick, but they're sterile. So when you open
Yeah.
it up, there's no such thing as sterile. They're sterile in the package, but at least they're absolutely clean. So when you stick it in there and rub it on your tooth, you use it, throw it away once, and then stick a fresh one in. And this way you can touch everything and not transfer any other bacterias or things that might be on your hand into the
Yeah.
jar itself.
And we've thought about that too. We have a product that we offer. It's called our gum repair kit. And so it comes with a mouthpiece, and then it has tubes of the ozone oil. So what you do is you apply the ozone oil to the tray or the mouthpiece, and then you just put it in your mouth. You can use it, while you're watching TV. You can use it before bed. And the idea is that ozone oil just starts to penetrate the gums and the teeth to generate that healing response. So I mean, and we really have to be honest about oral health. A lot of it, like it really starts in the mouth, in my opinion. There's so many tooth meridian charts out there that connect different teeth, different organs in the body. If you have a localized infection in one of your tooth, it can translate maybe to your heart, your gut, or it could be the cause of that. And so I think one of the easiest places that we can start to look at our overall health is our mouth. Also, for people who are more advanced with the ozone side, we have other products that can accelerate the benefit of ozone with the mouth. We have a device called an ozone mouthpiece for people who we have a video that explains how to do this. The whole idea is you stick this in the mouth, and then you have to breathe through your nose or hold your breath while you do it, but it allows the ozone gas to permeate the gums and the teeth to essentially really push that ozone into those areas to hopefully generate even a better healing response. We also have hand pieces that allow you to pinpoint with accuracy the ozone like between a tooth or directly on top of a tooth for healing. So ozone's key to oral health. I live by it. I think it's an amazing avenue for people to get into, especially if they really want to hopefully have a much healthier, happier mouth.
The bioidentical, well, the biological dentists, as they call
Yeah.
themselves, which is like saying functional medicine dentists today. They call themselves biological dentists in their organizations. These are amazing products, so that if you're seeing one of these dentists, you can enhance all the work they're doing by working with this at home and making them aware of the fact that um, these products exist. If they don't attend the medical meetings that we go to, that I lecture at, that Tobias and Promo Life are at, they may not know some of these new innovations that are out there. So
Yeah.
don't hesitate to make them aware of these things. It's important. What else do we have for the mouth? You have I wouldn't call it a tooth powders, I guess we would call
Yeah.
them.
We have a tooth powder as well. That tooth powder is designed with ozone oils. I think it's honestly it's the best tasting toothpaste replacement out of everything that I've tried out there. It really tastes phenomenal. It makes your breath feel really good. But instead of making a toothpaste, we decided to turn it into a powder. It allows that ozone to not react with the flavorings, and so it lasts so much longer than the traditional toothpaste out there that does incorporate ozone. And so we do add some abrasion material to it, so it can really it's about a medium strength abrasion. So it really cleans that teeth really nicely. It leaves your breath fresh. Right now, the flavor it's peppermint. We are going to be adding more flavors down the road. We're going to start incorporating more child-friendly flavors as well, like cherry. We find that kids really like it, and our whole goal is to create really healthy mouth products that don't have fluoride as well. This is a fluoride. These are all fluoride-free products. We don't believe in that here. We feel that it doesn't provide the benefits that you know the American Dental Association claims. We just don't see it, and so that's our philosophy is creating really healthy products for the mouth.
So, if you want to put this together in, so to speak, in a plan, in a protocol, I would say first you brush your teeth with the powder. Okay,
Yeah.
so you get your mouth nice and clean. You take off all the junk that's on your teeth. Then you would rinse your mouth with the ozonated water, so you can clean all everything away and open things up. Then you could use the oil pulling solution. How many times a week would you recommend oil pulling if they don't have a medical problem?
You can do it every day. I mean, we have some people who do it twice a day. They treat it almost like a mouth rinse or a mouthwash. I think every day is sufficient. It really does. You have to have the time as well. I mean, this is a 10 to 15 minute thing that will, you're going to have to, put that time aside. I mean, you can do it while you walk around, while you get ready in the morning, but we have people who will indicate that it actually will whiten the teeth a little bit because of the ozone. It makes your breath feel really clean. There's a ton of bacteria that reside on the mouth, in the back of the throat, on the tonsils, and we really have to keep that clean. A lot of people who get tonsil stones, it boils down to an overabundance of bad bacteria, in the gut and in the mouth. And so we really have to focus on, really amping up our good bacteria. And one cool thing that ozone does that I find fascinating. So if you look at your traditional mouthwash have a very low pH. That's actually very, very bad for the mouth. That's going to cause more of that anaerobic or bad bacteria to form in the mouth. What we really want is a pH neutral mouthwash, which is what ozone water is. And the beauty with ozone is ozone actually generates a more neutral pH level, in your gums, and so it's gonna set the terrain up better for the good bacteria to start repopulating. So traditional mouthwash really will dry out your mouth and actually cause more bad bacteria to grow. Ozone water enhances the terrain. It kills that bad bacteria and allows that good bacteria to thrive and repopulate.
Keep in mind that all these things we're talking about, some of it is a daily routine. Um, Dentistry is one of the most costly parts of medicine today. Many years ago, when I went to school, which is many years ago, it is my 50th year in practice, what we learned was in New York State that 80 cents out of every medical dollar was spent in dentistry back then.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's including hospitals as well as doctors. It's unbelievable. But dentistry today is not inexpensive. And if you have a dental problem, by doing these things and using these products on a daily basis, you could be saving yourself not only humongous amounts of pain and suffering, but a lot of money
Yeah.
spent
Thousands
in
and thousands of dollars.
dental offices. Keep in
Eh,
mind this one thing: the in order of dirt, the dirtiest place in the human body is your mouth, followed, okay, you ready, by your feet, and lastly, the anal area. So
Yeah.
the dirtiest place in your whole body is your mouth. Okay, and this is why it's so important to be considering all these products.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
Go on.
I want to add that I work with a lot of biological dentists, and they not only do they recommend a lot of these treatments to do at home, such as the oil pulling, but they also recommend home ozone packages in regards to like the rectal insufflation, because a lot of these good biological dentists, they're busy because they're the only ones providing these services to a lot of individuals. They're getting people from all over the world coming to them to help save their teeth because they know that can translate to a much healthier individual. And so they generate these treatment protocols for their patients. And a lot of it has to do with additional home ozone outside of the picture. So they can start doing this stuff at home, whether it's insufflations, rectally or vaginally, ear insufflations. This is a whole protocol that they set up for their patients because they want their patients to succeed and be successful, because when they do this incredibly expensive work, they want it to stick, and they want the patient to be happy down the road.
Well, and for some of you, a couple of things. One, you can get some of their organic ozonated oils. We should talk about that next, such as the olive oil, which most everybody is very happy with, or the sunflower oil. And what you do, if you want to just keep this extremely simple because you can't afford a lot of this or that, there's two options. Option one, just get a jar of their organic ozonated, and all their oils, by the way, are 100% organic ozonated olive oil. And when you finish brushing your teeth and flossing, whatever you do, brush the oil in with a separate toothbrush that you're going to put, in a
Yeah.
Ziploc bag just to keep it, clean. And don't just spit out, don't rinse, just spit it out and let the oil stay into your teeth and gums where you brushed it in. That's a very valuable thing and inexpensive. But they also sell little sample kits of these
Yeah.
different dental products, and you can order a small sample kit. It's inexpensive, and that would be a good way to decide whether you like this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have little sample kits that offer, it comes with the oil pulling solution, the tooth cleaning powder, which is the toothpaste substitute, and it comes with several different flavors of the tooth and gum support. So you can decide if you like it. Uh, Try it out. Ozone definitely has an interesting taste. We do everything that we can to enhance the flavor to make it taste better. Ozone is very powerful. And then you can decide how you like it and then find a way to incorporate it into your oral health routine.
Now let's talk about ozonated oil. We have
Yes.
a few minutes before we go to our next break. Tell us about all the different oils and their strength build up. Let's start with
Yeah.
coconut and build our way up to the top. And I'll mention if I feel the need some of the things they're good for if you don't. Go ahead.
So ozone oils is the process of taking ozone gas and infusing it into that plant oil for a period of time. Different oils will hold different strengths. So coconut oil, but what we do is we look at the omega-3 fatty acid ratio of the oil. That's going to tell us which oil is going to hold more of that ozone infused. It's going to hold more of that ozone. So coconut has a lower 369 fatty acid ratio, so it's going to be on the low end. Then we have ozonated castor oil and ozonated jojoba oil. Those are going to be more on like the low to medium side. Then we have ozonated olive oil, which is like right smack dab in the middle. That's probably one of my favorite because it's so versatile. It's good for just about anything. It's strong enough to handle the toughest things, but it's also mild enough to be gentle for a lot of other applications. Then you have ozonated sunflower oil, which is that medium to strong version. We see a lot of like pet lovers using that with their pets for their teeth, even like fungal issues on the body. And then to top it off, we have ozonated hemp oil, which is the strongest. What makes ozonated hemp oil really unique is how well it adheres to different parts of the body. You can literally put it on your skin and it will stay on there. It will not wash off very easily. So if you're really concerned about antibacterial or needing to keep an area clean, ozonated hemp oil will adhere itself for a long period of time.
I use the hemp oil. So now we'll start with coconut oil. I use the coconut oil on patients who have, for example, babies because they have
Yeah,
delicate skin, women. If you have acne or something in your face that you want a rash or something, it will, the ozonated oils sometimes cause a little blotching, red blotching to take place for a short period of time. Because
yeah,
the ozonated coconut oil is so gentle, so to speak, you could use it during the daytime and you won't get hours of blotching, red, little reddy skin and stuff where you applied it. Um, then later on at night, if you have acne and something, make sure your skin is clean. Very lightly coat yourself anywhere you have acne on your body. Always lightly coat with any of these oils or any kind of problem. Always lightly coat, and you could use it in the evening because if you get a little blotchy skin for a couple of hours while you're home for the night, who cares? And that's where
yeah.
the sunflower oil might come in, or the olive oil. Um, I like to use the olive oil, I said, for painting, brushing into the teeth, because it seems to taste a little bit better to people than the olive oil
Yeah.
does. But now you have these other products, the tooth and gum
Uh,
supports to use.
And all that is we take ozonated olive and ozonated hemp oil and we combine it, and then we add flavoring such as peppermint oil. And we have to add a lot because we want to make it taste, somewhat decent. So we also add some sweetener to it as well, like stevia. And this just enhances the flavoring. It's going to work the same as olive oil or hemp oil, but with just some added like flavor profile enhancements.
Yep. And now, and of course, stevia is safe for diabetics and
Yeah.
everybody else. Um, Hemp oil, wounds. When
Yeah,
you have a
absolutely.
wound, a serious wound, ulcers, decubitus ulcers, diabetic wounds, ulcers. I don't want to diabetic gangrene, things like that. That's where I use the hemp oil with dry sterile dressings. And yes, there's the difference. The other oils will absorb into the skin, whereas the hemp oil does not absorb. It just lays there and it's a protective layer. So it's actually very healthy to have there, even though you want to change it several times a day if you have a wound. But it's an amazing, amazing product. And we have a lot of fun selling it. I don't want to forget this. Let's go to our last commercial break, and then let's talk
Okay.
about underarm deodorant.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, we'll
Okay,
do that.
everybody, stay with us. We'll be right back. So when we come back, how can we leave underarm deodorant? It flies out of the office.
I we're coming up with a few other like masculine and feminine scents as well. So that's going to be on the books here pretty soon. So
Yeah, well, I
yeah,
happen to
it
be
works really well.
no, it not only works really well, the patients love it. And
Good.
well, you can tell by the way we sell, the volume of my practice is, compared to what it used to be, is down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Uh, I lost about, training all these doctors. And now, as I said, people don't know the difference between one method of ozone and another. It's like say oh yeah, I did ozone therapy, and when you find out what they did, I tell them, well, that's the reason why you're speaking to me now, because it didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, but at the same time, you've trained a lot of people. You have spread the word. I mean, you have had a huge contribution as far as how many people have gotten into ozone. Whether it's, you know, let's say like the right or the wrong way, there has been a tremendous people because of you to get into it.
there's no wrong way. All methods of ozone therapy have benefit, but if you want to get rid of medical problems, you have to use methods that are
Yeah,
capable of it. That's all.
absolutely.
You know, um, A two-seater sports car will take you anywhere you want to go. An
Yeah.
SUV will take you anywhere you want to go. A pickup truck will take you anywhere you want to go. But if you're building a house, you need a pickup truck.
You
Okay.
do.
And if you're going to the beach, a two-seater sports car is perfect. You got to have the right vehicle for the right purpose. And the doctors are interesting. I don't want to say they're a bunch of idiots, but many of them are. They buy into whatever they're told, and they don't use their intelligence
Yeah.
to investigate which might be the better way.
Yeah. Well, one of the ladies that we met at the conference, I think you were talking to her as well. So she's not getting the results that she's been wanting from that Ebu machine that she bought from O3 UV. So she's going to be sending us her ozone device for a calibration check just to verify what it's actually putting out. But honestly, I've heard their customer service has just plummeted since several people left. So it's sad that they put out this product that they're not supporting. That's concerning to me.
That's the Florida company.
No,
So sorry.
that's the Michigan company. So
Okay.
So sorry to interrupt, but we are coming back.
Okay.
okay.
And just so you should know, I forgot to pause the recording during the break. So all this is going to be up on YouTube that we were just speaking about. And that's okay because I have this issue about lying. At this point in my life, I lie about nothing. And I'd rather you smack me because you don't like what I just said, but it's the truth, than suffer the embarrassment of being caught in a lie. And unfortunately, there's a lot of different companies getting on what I call the ozone bandwagon. And it's unfortunately, as it is with many things, it's all about the money. It's not about whether they're putting out a high quality product or not. And if they go out of business after a year or two, they made their money. And the doctors are and the people that bought their products are left in the lurch. That's one of the
Yeah.
important things about promo life. It's in business 25 years, and if I see the way they're going, they'll be in business for your grandchildren.
Yeah, and that's the plan. That is 100% the plan. We're not going anywhere, and we have no intentions of going anywhere. So
Okay, let's talk about something non-smelly. Underarm
yes,
deodorant. It flies out of my office. Actually, we order a couple of dozen at a time, and they're gone almost as soon as they come in. Why don't you let's talk about that? How it what you're putting in it, how it works, what the future is for underarm deodorant, which is not safe when you buy it in the pharmacies because they often have aluminum in it, and that's a very unhealthy thing. You absorb aluminum, and you're leading to, as you listen to my shows, Alzheimer's, and you're also leading to Parkinson's disease through underarm deodorants. So you want to use safe and healthy ones.
yeah.
Let's tell them about them.
So it just makes sense to have an ozone oil-based underarm deodorant, and there's two reasons why. It does two things. It neutralizes odor, and it also kills that odor-causing bacteria. So with those two, with those two reasons, we decided to try it out. We went through a lot of variations as far as creating a deodorant. What we found though is we add the oil and we mix it with. We want it to be somewhat slippery and have some glide. So we add some ozone oil to aloe vera, and so then we add a few other stuff in there as well, like witch hazel extract and a few other things. But we've created this nice gliding product with a small amount of ozone oil that's just enough to kill the bacteria and also neutralize the odor. And you're like we're honestly pleasantly shocked at how long it lasts. Like when I put it on, I'm kind of a stinky dude sometimes, so I've noticed that it will it has a fantastic, it'll neutralize the odor. I mean, for greater than 12 hours, maybe even honestly, probably more like 15 hours. And so I put it on once in the morning and I'm pretty much good all day, unless, obviously I'm working out or go for a run. That will be the only situation where I have to reapply it, but it does last considerably longer than I ever anticipated it to. It's not overly perfumey as well, which is nice. It has all natural ingredients, no aluminum, all plant-based ingredients that your body can handle efficiently. So that's really how it works. I mean, in my opinion, every single deodorant should be incorporating ozone oils because it neutralizes the odor, and it kills that odor causing bacteria.
In case people don't understand where the odor is coming from, I'm going to explain. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's say I'll explain. Okay. So the answer, what actually happens is when you sweat, there's oils in your sweat. And the oils that come out of your body in your sweat become rancid. So what causes the odor is bacteria attacking these oils, and the oils become rancid, and that's what gives off the various odors that people have on their body. And what you can do is not just use this underarm, but if you happen to have a problem where you sweat and you have body odor elsewhere, you can use the underarm deodorant elsewhere as well. It's safe. That's the important thing. Safe and it works. Those are two very efficacious, very important things.
Yeah, and it does work. It works really well. I mean, he's absolutely right. You can use it anywhere on the body. I mean, I'm seeing all these deodorants coming out now that are full body deodorants, feet, privates, wherever. It can absolutely be used pretty much anywhere.
And now, being a podiatrist, I have to say, feet. Some people have very smelly feet problems. Certainly, if you become an organic vegan, it's less likely to have smelly feet. But if you happen to have smelly feet, you could use this underarm deodorant on your feet and not have such smelly feet and smelly shoes. Make sure your shoes dry out every day. Don't wear the same pair all the time. And this way, people won't have to leave the room when you take your shoes or socks off.
I find that if you do have stinky feet, if you can get some like thin wool socks, they're great at eliminating some odor as well. So
suppositories. Okay.
Yes.
Tell us about suppositories.
So suppositories, what we do is we take the ozone oil, we mix it with organic cocoa butter. You have to have the cocoa butter. There's no ways around it. That solidifies it so it actually can be inserted rectally or vaginally. So we have different versions of ozone suppositories. We have hemp, which is our strongest. We have olive, which is going to be our second. And then we have a mixture of olive and castor. We like that one. I love that one because it has that castor in there that creates a little bit better absorption. And then we have another version that's made out of coconut oil. So that's going to be our more gentle one. We see a lot of women using the coconut for vaginal health as well. Overall, I mean, the suppositories are phenomenal for like women for yeast infections, for men for prostate issues, people who deal with like colon issues or IBS or even constipation. I never thought, like honestly, when we first came out with this product, I was somewhat skeptical on it because it's a suppository. But what really changed my mind more than anything was the repeat customers over and over and over. With that many repeat customers, it tells me that it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Well, women, if you have HPV, if you have
absolutely.
herpes intravaginally, you can use these. And as my patients have taught me, you use it at night. Of course, you don't walk around all day with it. Use it when you go to bed at night. You put it in, insert it as deep as you can, and then put on a light panty liner, and that'll absorb any ooze that may come out. Always wear it with a light panty liner. The same thing goes. You could take some paper towels or toilet paper if you're using it rectally, and just put it in your for men and women in your back there by your underpants, just in case it comes out. This way it won't get into your bed sheets and or onto your blankets and stuff like that.
Using it rectally.
Yeah.
Rectally, it's not going to come out it's less likely to come out rectally. So
that's very true. But if they're concerned, a couple of paper towel folded up is easy enough to use, or a few tissues, something like that, just to be safe.
Absolutely.
We're running out of show. We only have a couple of minutes, but we should mention insufflations. Okay, because it's home care. I know you have videos up about it all, but let's just go over very quickly all the different insufflations they can do. But now you need to get a machine, people.
Yeah, you'll have to have a machine. It's going to look something like this right here. It's going to be a machine that has to be fed with oxygen. And then you're going to attach your device to the ozone out port, whether it's going to be an insufflation bag that you're going to fill. That's going to allow you to do the rectal insufflation. You can also do ear insufflations through a device that looks like this. You're going to put the ozone in your ears.
It's a
One of my favorite
stethoscope-looking device.
Exactly. One of my favorite forms of insufflation is called sinus insufflation, where you fill up a syringe and then you're going to push that ozone gas up the nose while you hold your breath. You're not going to breathe any of that ozone gas in. It's great if you have like a sinus infection. It's great if you have a stuffy nose, allergies, pretty much anything in general. I find that it's one of the, also from a standpoint of overall health, like typically that's where viruses replicate. So if you take ozone gas, hit the nose, you're knocking down that viral load, and the chance of you catching something has then dropped.
What's interesting is at the meeting that we were just at, you weren't in the room. There's a doctor, very, very good man. I liked him. Not going to mention his name, talking about this complicated process that he has for treating sinus infection because he feels it's mostly yeast or virus.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
And he goes through this whole long thing with antibiotics and antifungals and everything else.
6 months of nasal spray too. So.
And all you need is that, or if you want to get an amazing device you came up with, it's called Nebulo 3.
That's right, Nebula 3.
Oh, I know you don't have it there because you never seem to want to show it to anybody. This is beyond brilliant. This was just absolutely amazing. But Robert Rowan worked with you on this, my buddy.
Yes, he did.
And what happens is the gas comes out of the machine through a pine eucalyptus oil in this amazing little device that you put on your counter. It shoots out a stream of smoke, so to speak, and you just sort of snort it in each nostril and you keep doing that. It'll kill everything that's in your nose and in your sinuses. It cleans it out fast. It's safe. It doesn't hurt. Remember, always hold your breath. You don't want to inhale these gases, whether you use the syringe or the Nebulo 3, but you can do it all the same way.
Yeah.
Now we're out of time.
I'm going to say one of the advantage with the advantage of the Nebula 3, you can get it deeper into the sinuses versus something like this.
Yes.
So,
well, here's the thing. We're out of time. Why don't normally I give your contact information. You give your contact information now.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for having me. If anybody wants to reach me, you can actually email me directly. My email address is Tobias, Tobias @promolife.com. Send me an email. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, or visit our website at www.promolife.com. And for anybody looking for a home system or anything in general ozone related, use coupon code VOICE7 and it'll knock off some of your purchase price. And like I said, if you need any assistance whatsoever, we're here for we strive on customer service. Our goal is to make sure that you're using everything correctly, because if you are, you're going to get the benefits, and then you're going to actually spread the word about ozone and more people are going to get into it. So that's our philosophy.
Thank you so much. Everybody,
right, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're great. Everybody, remember Doctor's Biome, DoctorsBiome, doctorsbiome.com. And remember to use the code radio20 to get 20% off your first order. It's essential for a healthy mouth and healthy body to have a healthy gut. Listen to the shows we've done on it. Also, if you need to reach me, call me in my Manhattan office at 212-581-0101. That's 212-581-0101. They'll put you in touch with me and I can help you out, answer your questions and advice. Everybody, also, if you have suggestions for future shows, somebody you'd like to see on as a guest that you know, a doctor, healthcare practitioner of some kind who's special, email me at Ozone Doctor, OZONEDOCTOR, all spelled out, Ozone Doctor at yahoo.com. Okay? Ozone Doctor at yahoo.com. Everybody, thank you for listening to us. Remind your friends to listen and go to archives for all the different shows we've done on different diseases and conditions. Remember to tell your friends about YouTube, Functional Medicine with Dr. Robbins. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. We'll be back again next week. Bye now.